Okay, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You're able to see the screen? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapata Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabudhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Mahagana Shri Vishakamitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Mostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So we are concluding the entire Bhakti Shastri classes with today. Finally, the ending with understanding of the wonderful instructions from Rupa Goswami and the pivot point of the glory or the significance of Radha Kund. So we'll end this session by today with a small virtual Vraja Mandal Parikrama. Okay. So those who are fortunate to listen, those who are fortunate to hear, those who are fortunate able to go into these wonderful places are all blessed by our Shad Goswamis and our Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada and other Guru Vrinda. Okay, so we'll just make an humble attempt for the next few hours to see how we can get into this Vrajamandal Parikram. Okay, so one cannot enter into the Vrajamandal without just by physical presence or by your ticket. One has to, our acharyas, especially Jiva Goswami and others, when they started having this understanding of Vraja Mandal Parikrama, establishment of all those things. Prabhupada also mentioned this in many places. That real ticket to Vrindavan Dham is through the sound vibration, and one has to receive these vibrations with a humble heart. We need to have that Vinayata. Vinayata means being very, very humble and modest. It's not that okay, I'll just make a fly. I like just buy a ticket to Delhi and then from Delhi to Vrindavan through a car and then just go around goverdhan Parikrama and that's it. Yes, I have finished tick. You just make one tick mark. Okay, 7 Goswami temples, Radha Kund, Sham Kund, this is okay, one tick done. So that doesn't really mean it's Vraja Mandal Parikrama. Okay. So it does not matter about the physical presence, it matters about how we engage ourselves with the right mood and the right understanding. Okay, because right now we are sitting somewhere in different locations, each of us different countries, different locations, but you need to invoke that mood and bhav, then only you will be able to reach. Oh, this place I know, oh, this place I know. Yeah, we might have gone many times, many locations, many things. But most importantly, getting that Krishna's mercy and Radharani's blessings is very important. Okay, so Prabhupada also initially initiated this entire Vajamanal Parikrama. Even before Prabhupada, our Acharyas, especially started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Jiva Goswami and all others, they started this yearly Vajamanal Parikrama. Prabhupada also, when he came to Vrindavan along with his wonderful disciples, he also made a Vrajamandal Parikrama across Vrindavan place. Okay, so Vrajamandal is actually across many states within the Indian subcontinent, and generally it is more of how do we understand this when the Supreme Lord descends to his material platform, he brings his his entire paraphernalia. So which means what the Brajaman, the Vrindavan Dham in the spiritual Golokam and the spiritual planes also descends and then establishes its place. So most importantly, everything in within the Vrajadham is spiritual, which means what the the trees, the stones, the water, whatever you see, including the different kind of animal jivatmas in different animal bodies, whether it's a hog, dog, or monkeys, everything we need to see it from a spiritual Shakshushu perspective. Okay, so it is not different from the Goloka Vrindavan. And every year, and our ISKCON also does this Vrajamandal Parikrama during Kartik month and during other periods also. Okay, and most importantly, we need to understand some of the uh, references, Shastric references also. It is even Bhagavatam, in Skanda Puranam, in Rigvedam, and other places also. The glorification of Rajabhumi is mentioned, Vrajadham is mentioned. So it is not just like that. You cannot say, oh, this just happened 500 years ago, 400 years ago after Mahaprabhu's appearance. No, even before that, it has been wonderfully glorified. Okay. And even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur very beautifully writes in Vrajarati Chintamani. It's a very small book, but it glorifies this Vrajatam so nicely. Okay. So some of the things that you need to follow, you need to understand. We need to, and when you even though it's a virtual one, you need to really understand. Even though it is a normal, if you're doing a physical in presence parikrama also, there are some do's and don'ts. Okay, you need to take some, most importantly, a sankalpa means some vow. When you come there, it is not just to take darshan, but you need to take some vow that will please the Lord. When you take darshan of the Lord reciprocates with love and affection, but he sees what is that we are trying to bring in. For example, this Purushottam month is happening now. So for Purushottam month, what are we trying to do extra, do additional that will please the Lord? We are doing our sadhana, we are doing our 16 rounds of chanting, we are following our regulative principles, we are doing our bhoga offering, everything is okay. But what is that we are additionally that we are doing really matters. Okay, so as much as possible, we try to improve on our chanting, we increase our rounds, we do more of study of Bhagavatam, more of study of chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, whatever be it, we need to try to see. Okay. There are specific points that is very important when you go to a Vraja Mandal Parikrama. You cannot dishonor, you cannot chastise, you cannot scold anybody. You are not supposed to walk with slippers as much as possible, I'm saying. So don't get into dispute, don't criticize others. Those are all very, very specific, because in Nectar of Instruction it is very clearly mentioned. Nectar of Devotion also very important. Vaishnava Aparadha is the most very dangerous one that for any spiritual sadhaka. Okay, so somebody is growing in spiritual life, and that too in spiritual location. If he does any Vaishnava aparadha, it is very difficult to reconcile and rectify. So we need to be very, very clear. Okay. So generally, the Vraja Mandal is divided into two different categories. One is on the west side of Yamuna, and then the right side of Yamuna, which means the east side of Yamuna. There are main 12 vanas, which is classified under Krishna. So under Krishna means when Krishna was there and Balram was there, so they took their spots, their locations for their own pastimes. So Balram also had his own pastimes. He will do this wrestling. If you go to Bandhavan, if you go to, yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Actually, Prabhuji, are we getting this slide after the class?
I can send it to you
Or
separately, Mataji. Yeah.
okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So Belvan, Lohanvan, Mahavan. For example, Mahavan and all is a playground or the wrestling ground for Balram and his own friends. Okay, and Balram also had his own set of gopis, and Balram also had his own leelas. Similarly, Krishna was specifically, he will focus on Vrindavan, he will focus on Madhuvan and Talavan, other ones also. So each of them, they divided this west side of Yamuna and east side of Yamuna. Okay, the main 12 forests is classified under this category. But apart from that, our Shastras also mentioned. I will just go very little quicker because we need to cover the entire thing within this 2 hours period. So let's see how it is. Okay. There are actually 48 different forests. It's not just the main 12 forests, and our Shastras also give a very detailed understanding. Every Purana, Vishnu Purana, Bhavishya Purana, Varaha Purana, all Puranas give this wonderful description about these different types of vanas. Okay. So some of the vanas are Gupta. Gupta means it is all hidden now. We cannot understand, we cannot see it physically, right? Some of the vanas, for example, if you go to Madhuvan, Talavan is there, but on the way we will not be able to see whether it is Talavan or not. For example, from Mathura, when you walk all the way uh, towards this Madhuvan place, there are some minor small vanas, but now it is all Gupta, which means it is all hidden. Okay, there are other small Upavanas that is also mentioned in Vishnu Purana, Bhavishya Purana, and Varaha Purana also. Okay. So there are around 48 different small to bigger level of forests. Okay. So generally, how we start our parikrama is from our ISKCON. There are different sampradayas, they follow their own way of regimental parikrama. For example, generally most of them will start from the Vishram Ghat in Mathura. right? Where Krishna, after killing Kamsa, he came and took rest. There is the main point that everybody will start. But from our Sampradaya perspective, Prabhupada initiated this Vraja Mandal from Krishna Balram Mandir. We have different set of Mandal routes that we also follow. Okay. Generally, first day of Vraja Mandal Parikrama is only the Vrindavan Dham, Vrindavan town. When I say Vrindavan town, I don't, yeah, it's a town which is a small location just within the Vrindavan perimeter, which is around 5 kilometers. Just walk and then finish it. That's the first one that we always do. Okay. So we start with our Krishna Balram Mandir wonderfully, where we take darshan of Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, Gauranitai, and Srila Prabhupada. Okay, Shyam Sundar, Gauranitai, and most especially Krishna Balram there. Okay, and then Prabhupada. So why Prabhupada had it as Krishna Balram? Because this is the place where Krishna Balram did all wonderful pastimes, and then the road is also Raman Reti, which is very specific, where Krishna and Balram did a lot of childhood pastimes. Okay, so that is why Prabhupada wanted to establish Krishna Balram Mandir and along with Radha Shyam Sundar and Gaur Nitai. Okay, that is the understanding we should get it. Okay, so when you start right from the after having darshan of our Krishna Balram temple deities, then we start walking on a parikrama path. Most of you might have gone through parikrama. Certain places now it is not there, but in earlier days it was there. When you walk, first thing is you will see there is a vriksha called as Krishna Balram vriksha, which is kind of half white and half black. Okay, there are two set of branches coming out of one single tree. It is representing Krishna and Balram. We take darshan of that, and then when we go walking, we almost reach towards a place, a corner of the Parikrama Marg, where we start is where there is a ghat called as Varaha Ghat, where Krishna, when he was playing with his when he was very kind of in his very young age, when he started playing with his Gopa friends and all, he was playing one day with his friends in mud, and then everybody were chastising or teasing that you are like a pig or a hog, you're doing this mud activity. Who told? I am not the pig, I am the Varaha. So immediately he showed his Varaha form there. Okay, so that place is called as Varaha Ghat. This is where we start the parikrama on towards left hand side. You will have the Yamuna, and then we just keep walking. So, and there is also an ashram called Gautama Muni ashram there, where Gautam Rishi wanted to have darshan of the Supreme Lord in the Bhalya form. Okay, so you will see Varaha Ghat, and then Varaha Dev, and then the Gautama Muni. And on the right hand side, you will see Madan Tir. There's a small Imli Tala. There are different vrikshas. So you need to understand what is meant by a vriksha. You need to understand what is meant by Baitak. Baitak means a sitting place, and a kutir. Kutir means the small hut or a place where they did bhajans or they did some sadhanas. So all our acharyas established their own kutirs and baitaks. For example, Nityananda Prabhu came. He has a baitak place. Advaita Acharya came. He had a baitak place. Baitak place means a sitting place where they did their sadhana. Okay, that is where you need to understand. So one day Krishna also, this is a Madan Ter where Krishna was playing, and then this Madan, the Cupid, he wanted to take darshan of the Supreme Lord, and then he took darshan and he just fainted. Okay, that is why the place called as Madan Ter. Okay, there are some small places now which is almost gone, but there are other places we can now also take darshan. Okay. And then on the right hand side, you will, first thing is there is a hospice we have built for all our ISKCON senior devotees. After the hospice is this ISKCON Goshala, the Go-Kart. So earlier the Yamuna was little more close towards this side, but it has now gone little moved away. Okay. So this is the go-kart where you can take darshan of go-kart. And then we have our samadhis also. There are about 64 Goswami samadhis. It's just close to this Goshala Samadhi and Gosala Ghat. And then after that also there is another place where our ISKCON senior Vaishnavas and Sampradaya Acharyas who have left their body, their samadhis are also getting established there. Okay, then we keep walking on the Parikrama Marg, then we have this Kalya Ghat, okay, Kalya Hridaya Ghat. Okay, so this pastime you all know, right? Wonderfully, where Krishna did his dancing on the Kalya snake, and then how the Nagapatnis came and seek forgiveness, and then Krishna forgive. So in this pastime is the one unique pastime where Krishna, even though he killed many other demons, this is only one situation where he just forgive and then he just let go of the Kalya. Okay, that we need to understand. And after Kalia, just behind that place, there's a small kutir called as Prabhupada Saraswati's kutir. Prabhupada Saraswati was the third brother of three brothers when Venkata Bhatta's sons, right? When you remember our Gopal Bhatta Goswami's son, I mean Gopal Bhatta Goswami's uncle, okay? So Venkata Bhatta's son is Gopal Bhatta Goswami, our Sampradaya Acharya. And so he came, he established a small kutir there, small ashram there, and he lived there. Okay, so that is why. And he is considered as a Tunga Vidya Saki as per our Sampradaya Acharyas. Okay, he also stayed somewhere near Kamyavan for some time. And then there is a place called as Prakash Ghat, Prakasha on the Ghat and Suraj Ghat. Okay, so Krishna one time he had a lot of perspiration during summer time, and then the Radharani and other gopis pleaded to Surya Dev to reduce the temperature during, especially during his May month and June month, right? And when Krishna's perspiration, all his sweat started coming out, it created a small lake there. Okay, so that is where you will just try to see this. And then after that, very important place is our Radha Madan Mohan temple. Very beautiful temple. Now you will see only two main gopurams or two main towers, in which one is already destroyed by the Muslim rulers, especially Aurangzeb. So whatever deities you see here in Vrindavan are called Pratibhu Murtis, which means the originals have been taken to Rajasthan. Okay, the same Madan Mohan will is in Karoli, and same Radha Govind and Radha Gopinath and Moholi are in Rajasthan. Okay, so we need to understand. So three main deities our Sampradaya Acharyas established, mainly Radha Govind, Radha Madan Mohan, and Radha. Okay, so that also will come to that. So the story I will skip. I think most of you know the story. But in the story, main important thing is about how Sanatana Goswami got his wonderful deity, where deity he had a lot of reciprocation, love and affection. And then how he got. So that place we can see two important places. One is near this place is where Advaita Acharya came and sat. Advaita Baitak is also there. And then Nityananda Prabhu's Baitak is also just close by this particular place. Okay, so next time when you have a darshan, you need to get into this specific locations also. Okay, so I'll skip the story. I think most of you know the story. Then we have this, after that is the beautiful Imli Tala place. So after Krishna and Radha had finished their Rasa Leela, and then suddenly Krishna disappeared, and Radharani started walking. They came to this place, and then Krishna um, pacified Radharani here. Okay, so this place, and then this place is called Imli Tala, where you will see this Imli tree, and currently maintained by the Goswamis, sorry, from the Maharajas from the Gaudiya Math. Okay, that also we can see. And most importantly, why this place is very important, because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and did a parikrama, he sat in this place every day chanting under this particular tree. Okay, so whenever whomsoever want to improve on his chanting, let's say you want to improve on your chanting, you have to come to this place, sit under this tree, and do your chanting. So this Imli Tala is also considered as our Kalpa Vriksha tree, like desire fulfilling tree. Okay, and is currently maintained by one of the Gaudiya Math Sampradaya Maharajas, Bhakti Sarangi Maharaj disciples, and they are just maintaining it there. Okay, so you will see. So wherever within Vraja Mandal Parikrama, whichever samadhi, whichever places we see, you will have Radha Krishna deities, and also certain locations we will see Gauranga Mahaprabhu also. Okay. So we'll take darshan of Imli Tala, beautiful deities of Shri Radha Krishna there. And then from there, you will see these two main important places. Towards right hand side, you will see this Shringaravat and Nityanandavat. Okay, Shringaravat is where Krishna beautifully decorated Srimati Radharani's hair with flowers and other things also. And when and this place is considered one of the favorite places of Nityananda Prabhu. So when Nityananda Prabhu came for Vraja Mandal Parikrama all over the places, he came here and he sat here also. And then he was in Radha Kund, and then from Radha Kund only he got the understanding that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already appeared, and then immediately he left from Radha Kund Govardhan to Mayapur. Okay, so that is, we can understand that. And this place, and there's another place called as Cheer Ghat. Okay, there are two locations it is mentioned. Cheer Ghat, one is where we know this wonderful pastime of how Krishna did this Vastrabharana Lila. Vastrabharana is this stealing the gopis' dresses. Okay. most importantly, what we offer to this place. Whenever you visit this place, you need to understand the significance, the lila, and what is it we are trying to offer. Okay, that is also very important. For example, Imlitala is where we intensify our chanting here, because Mahaprabhu sat on this tree and then did this chanting. Samely, when you go to Imlitala, what is that we when you go to Cheer Ghat, we need to Atma Nivedan. We can where the gopis demonstrated, like, they just raised their hands completely and then came out where Krishna was having their dresses, right? So we have to go away with our false ego. We have to go away with our mind, intelligence, whatever we thought. All that we have to do is just surrender it to the Supreme Lord. Okay, the soul's complete surrender is the most important thing that we need to understand from this God. And then we move, and this is one end from we started with. That one end, and then you end this corner of this Yamuna, where we have this beautiful KC Ghat. And then the Rajasthan kings have built a lot of temples here. Some of the temples got destroyed after Mughals invasion. Some of the buildings, that wonderful monuments, whatever you see, are all built by the Maharajas of from the other side. Okay. So, this KC Ghat where Krishna killed the KC demon. Okay. And then every day evening we have this beautiful Yamuna Aarti, like, like how we have Ganga Aarti, same Yamuna Aarti happens here, and then the KC demon killing. So this pastime almost everybody knows, right? When Madhumangal came and said, "Okay, Krishna, everything you are only getting, why should I not get?" And then Krishna decorates Madhumangal with peacock, everything, and then immediately at that point of time, this KC demon in the form of horse came, and then how Krishna fought against this particular horse demon and killed him. Okay, that is why this place. There are multiple reasons for naming this particular place. Some call it as because of this killing of KC demon. Some calling it as Keshava. So there are other meanings to this also. Okay, and then in between that there is a small place called as Jadu Mandal. Okay, I don't know whether you know this story. A place called as Govinda Ghat. There are multiple ghats, Ghat, Baitak, and then Kutir. You have to remove. There was one very old lady. She had this old grinding mortar. If you go to North India or South India, you will see there's a grinding mortar where they'll put the wheat and rice and flour, and then she start grr grr grr, and then she start grinding. So those days it's the grinding machine, right? So many of the Parikrama devotees, when they come, even till night time also, she was kind of a little blind, very old lady, and she used to do this grinding every day and night. And all the Parikrama devotees complain, "What is this night time? We are not getting sleep." What? And then suddenly Krishna appeared and then said, "Why are you doing this? See, my devotees are getting very tired and sleeping, and at this point of time, you're making disturbance." And this Mataji will say, "I don't have any other job. I don't have any other profession. Who will feed me? What is this? I cannot." So immediately Krishna did this. He took his lotus feet and placed on it. You see this. This is the wooden grinding, I mean, not wooden, sorry, the stone grinding motor. So it's kind of very round. There are two round things. You just keep doing grr, 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 right? Like in between, in the hole, they'll put the wheat or the rice, and it will based on the churning speed, it will bring out the powder, right? The data. So Krishna prayed his Charan Kamal here, Kamal Charan, sorry, his lotus feet here. And then he told, "Don't worry, from tomorrow onwards, you just sit and tell this is Krishna's lotus feet. Everybody will give you food and you can be doing your sadhana." So next day onwards, instead of doing green Buddha, he just kept there and said, "This is Krishna's feet." And everybody were astonished and they started taking care of this Mataji. And this place is also called a Jadu Mandal, where the place is made very clean. Like Jadu means like brooming through the place, like no cleaning of the place, broomstick. So see, so the place is completely cleaned for all the Vishram requirements of or taking care or rest requirements of the devotees there. Okay. So this completes the one end of the dham, one end of the Vrindavan town. There are other within the Vrindavan town. There are so many other small temples. For example, Sona Gauranga. There are small temples which we will come to into next day. Okay, so this completes the first day portion of Vraja Mandal. Okay, I'll go to the next one. Okay, so Kesi Ghat we have finished, and this also we have finished. Then there is a wonderful place called as Vamsi Vat, very beautiful evening time where Vamsi Krishna played his. Krishna has got different types of flutes. We'll come to that little later. So this section is where the place called as Vamsi Vat and Leela Stali. There are Stali means place or location, and whichever location they have done, Krishna and his friends or Gopas or the gopis did the Leela. That place is called as Leela Stali. Okay, so. This place is where Krishna played his flute and then they had the wonderful Pasham. So there is, and Krishna's great grandson Varjanarama placed a banyan tree here. You can take that location this also. Okay, and Dhira Samihe, even this place is beautifully where we have this deity called as um, Dheer. Okay, so where the Krishna played during the very beautiful evening time where this breeze is very, very mild. And then, okay, so Yamuna stops also when Krishna starts playing his Vamsi flute, everything stops. Right, so everybody is astonished. Everybody are in that blissful mood. Even Yamuna also stops. So that is why this place is very, very nice, important place. Well, that's called Dhira Samir. Okay, Dhira Samir. Even in uh, what do you say? Even in Gita Govindam, right? Sorry. Even in Gita Govindam, it is beautifully uh, sung for a specific location also. Dira Samire, Yamuna Tire, Vasati Vani Yavanamali. Very nice place, okay? So this is a place where you can take association of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And also this place is where it was established by Madhu Pandit, okay? He is the disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. We can understand this location, okay? Then there is a beautiful Jagannath Mandir established by Haridas. Jagannath came in his dream and then he went to the Puri where every 12 years when Jagannath deities are replaced, he took the old deities and brought back here and then established a Jagannath temple here. Okay. So it's a place called Jagannath Ghat, and there is a place called as Pani Ghat. And within the near the Pani Ghat, there are other ghat also called as Raja Ghat, Adi Badri Ghat, etc. So this is where you all know the story of where when Durvasa Muni was established, there was this Durvasa Muni established his ashram across the Yamuna river, and then the difference between Krishna and then Yamuna's pastime. Remember, I hope all of you remember that pastime. That place is also happened here. That's what its place is called as Pani Ghat, Raja Ghat, and Adi Badri. There are some small ghats here. Okay. Okay. And most importantly, when Mahaprabhu came, every day he had three main activities. One in Mathura, Vrindavan. Evening time he will go to Mathura, and morning and near time he stayed night time he stayed near a place called as Raja Ghat, and then and near the Imli Tala. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also sat here for many days and did his chanting. That is why his place is called as Chaitanya Vishram Stali or Chaitanya Vat. Okay, Chaitanya Vat. You see this small tree here. He used to sit and do his chanting. If you read through Chaitanya Charitamrita, in this place there are many small, small pastimes also happened here. Okay. And there is a place called as Radha Kupa place. Okay, then I will just skip this one, then go to. So from here, we can go to quickly finish off the Goswami's temples in Vrindavan before we get into other temples. Okay. Just take quick darshan of the Goswami's Mandir. This is very important for you to understand. Mainly seven, but there are other temples also. Radha Madan Mohan temple established by Sanatan Goswami, and Advaita Acharya also did his activities there. And then Radha Govind temple specifically by Radha Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, but instructed through Rupa Goswami. Okay. And Radha Gopinath temple by uh, Madhu Pandit Goswami and Gadadhar Pandit. Radha Raman temple, we all know Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Radha Damodar temple by Jiva Goswami. And Radha Shyam Sundar by Shyamananda Pandit. And then Radha Gokulananda and Radha Vinado by Lokanath Goswami. Okay. Radha Madan Mohan, we have taken darshan. There is a place called Goswami. Sanatan Goswami's Kutir is also there. Advaita Acharya's Baitak, this particular location, this place. Now, this is the Pratibhu deity of Radha Madan Mohan. The main deities are in Karoli. Okay, this is the original deities of Radha Madan Mohan. Okay, then Radha Gopinath, beautiful deities of Radha Gopinath. And when you go there, you will see Murlidhar Mahaprabhu. Okay, so Krishna So Mahaprabhu, he took a form of Krishna and then had a flute, very unique one. So when you go to Radha Gopinath, you can take darshan of this. After Mughal invasion, it's kind of little closed, but if you ask the pujaris, they will give you specific permission to have darshan of this Murlidhar Mahaprabhu. Okay, Radha Gopinath. Okay, then Radha Gopi. This is original in Jaipur. You will see the watch. You know the pastimes of this watch episode also, right? This is original Radha Gopinath, and then the Pratibhu is there in Vrindavan. Okay, Radha Govind, we all know how this Mughal emperor, this Aurangzeb destroyed. This was like seven-story building. It got reduced to three-story now. Earlier, it was full of gold, marble, everything. It got destroyed in 1570. Okay, so this is the Radha Govind in Jaipur. So earlier it was destroyed. So these are all this pastimes. I think you should know. Behind this Radha Govind, there are small temples behind. Pratibhu Murtis have been established there. You can take darshan of Mahaprabhu there. In Radha Raman temple, we all know the pastimes of how from Shaligram Shila Radha Raman came out, and then beautiful Radha Raman deity form also. Right? This pastime I think most of you will know. And how do we understand Radha Raman is from feet to waist is Madan Mohan, from chest to portion is Radha Gopinath, this portion, and moon-like face is Radha Govind. So Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govind, Radha Gopinath, all in one is Radha Raman. Okay. So here you will not see the Radha Rani along with Radha Raman, only her nameplate will be there along with him. Okay. Yeah. And then within that you'll have Gopal Bhatta Goswami's Samadhi also. Yeah. And then this kitchen is still running. Even after for 400, 500 years, the kitchen fire, the stove is still on. Okay. So this is the Samadhi of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And then we can take darshan of Radha Gokulananda. See, all these deities, after the disappearance of the Mahaprabhu's associates, the next second or third generation of his associates took care of the temple and then the deities. So each of the Acharya, Sampradaya Acharya had their own deities they worship, and they had established certain temples, and some of them who could not establish temples brought certain deities together, and then you can. So, for example, in Radha Gokulanda temple, you will have take darshan of Radha Vinoda by Loknath Goswami. Baldev Vidyabhushan also had a deity called Vijay Govinda, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur had Radha Gokulananda, and Mahaprabhu's small deities and Narottam Das Thakur's deities are also, some of them are placed here. Okay. And you all know this Govardhan Shila pastime where Mahaprabhu himself personally took the Govardhan Shila and then gave to Raghunath Das Goswami. Right? This you can take darshan in now there. Okay. Then you will see the samadhis also. The samadhis of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Narottam. So there are samadhis also, Pushpa Samadhi, actual Samadhi, and other things. So there are multiple types of samadhis. So we can take the darshan of these specific samadhis. Okay, Gangarayan Chakravarti, Ramachandra Kaviraj. Okay, Ramachandra son, Narottam Das Thakur always, when he was having association with devotees, I was very close with Ramachandra Kaviraj. Okay, Ramachandra Sangha Mahe, Narottama Dasa. Right? Radha Vinoda. And Radha Shama Sundar, established by Shamananda Pandit, is very beautiful deities. Radha Sham. So you know the pastimes of how Srimati Radharani personally came and then gave that sign on the head of, or on the forehead of Radha, on the forehead of Shamananda Pandit. Right. So this also we can understand. And Radha Damodar, established by Jiva Goswami. Okay, so mainly one important thing is all the main activities or main dealings were done by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and then handed over to Jiva Goswami. Okay, so in this temple, you will see a lot of other deities also. For example, Damodar, if you see, you will see Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Madhav, Radha Chalk Chicken, and then all these are all small deities worshipped by other Goswamis. You will also see the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami, Samadhi of Jiva Goswami, and especially Prabhupada's room where he sat and then prayed to Rupa Goswami for establishing this entire Krishna conscious movement. Right? Yeah, now it is all getting changed. So we also have to understand how each of the Vaishnava Acharyas represent different manjaris and gopis, very detailedly mentioned in Gaura Ganopaya Dishika. Okay. There's a big list. There are around 20 of them, and who are all these specific manjaris. Okay, let's go to next one. So we start walking from Vrindavan to Mathura now. So Vrindavan is mostly done. Inside Vrindavan, there are small temples there, but you can skip. For example, Mirabai's temple, then Sona Gauranga temple, then Seva Kunj, then Haridas, this one. There are a lot of other small temples which we can take it later. So Vrindavan, from Vrindavan, we start walking towards Mathura, towards the main city on the other side, where there is a place called as Bhojan Sthali. Okay. So Bhojan Sthali, this place we all know, when Krishna and his friends were very tired and very hungry, there was a big yajna happening on a different location in that particular place where the Brahmanas from Mathura were performing yajna, and Krishna told to go and get the food, go and get prasadam, and then the Brahmanas will first reject them, then he will tell, go and get it from the Brahmana Patnis or the wives, and immediately the Patnis will start running with all the food there, right? So that place is called as Bhojan Sthali. Okay. Yeah, so this place we can take darshan. So this past time also most of you will know. Right? Okay. And then there is a place called as Akrura. So when Akrura was sent by Kamsa, Akrura, when he was coming towards Vrindavan from Mathura, he sees the Lord's beautiful. Bhagavatam beautifully mentions very nice stories where he stops at a particular location, sees Krishna's footprints, and he just rolls down that particular place. Okay, from Mathura towards Vrindavan, towards Nandagaon. Towards Nandagaon, that's what I should say. Okay. So you will see the place. Okay. So that place is also there now where he took. So after that, when he's taking back Krishna and Balram on his chariot, in between this wonderful pastime where he just goes, he takes a evening bath and he goes into Yamuna. But once he goes into Yamuna, then he sees the entire um, beautiful vision of Krishna in the form of Vishnu and all the rishis, including Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the Sanat Kumaras, Prahlad Maharaj, everybody under the water. Then he understands this particular personality. Ordinary is not an ordinary the two boys. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, so that vision he got at that particular location, Agurura's vision. Okay, very detailed mentioned there. Okay. So that place is where you will see now it is built by, there's a small temple there where Mahaprabhu also came here. You will see Akrura with Krishna and Balram there. Okay, it's called as Akrura Ghat. And then there is a Gita Mandir. This is all moving towards Mathura. So in Gita Mandir, this was established by Birla, one of the very rich persons in India. So he established small temples and big temples also. There's a Gita Mandir where you will see Bhagavad Gita entirely inscribed. And then Radha Krishna deities also are there in this particular place. So we need to understand the glory of Mathura also. Mathura is more glorious than Vaikuntha that we have seen in Nectar of Instructions today. Right? Okay. There are many ghats across in that particular Mathura place. Okay. There are about 25 different ghats. Akrura Ghat, Chakratirtha Ghat, Dashashwamedha Ghat. There are so many ghats, okay, on the way towards Mathura. Okay, and Vishram Ghat is a very important place. There you will see a place. This is the Vishram Ghat, where after killing Kamsa, Krishna and then he washed his hands. He took a bath. He took rest here, right? So Mahaprabhu usually came here during his parikrama. He sat here, and he did his sadhana or bhajan kirtan here, right? So his sankirtan here. So generally for other parikrama part, like whomsoever wants to follow, they start here and they end it here. Okay, and also there's a place called Varaha Ghat where Lord Varahadev. This is before this Treta Yuga, right? During the previous Yuga also, these places are also existing. But Lord Varahadev came and then took his rest. And that place is called. So inside this, you see this location, right? This particular pink location. Inside this, there is a set of small temples within this very small temples. One location, very small temples where you can take darshan of small deities. One very important deity is Yamuna Devi and her brother called who is her brother? Yamadharmaraj, right? So you will see brother sister combination deities giving darshan, very unique one. It is established by Vajranabha. Okay, so and it is specifically Yamuna Devi is giving that blessing that whom, so you see her hand raised, giving her blessing. Whomsoever comes and takes bath here, Yamaraj will give some kind of concession. Okay, I will relieve you of all the sins. So Yamuna Devi prayed, brother, please, when my devotees or when devotees of Krishna come and do take bath here, please forgive them. Okay, so that is this location. Okay, and then there are two Varahadev temples. One is called Shweta Varaha and Adi Varaha. Adi Varaha was worshipped by Kapila Dev, and then it was given to Indra, and then from Indra Ravana took it, and then from Ravana it was with Vibhishna, and then this Varahadev was worshipped by Rama, and then after killing Lavanasura, Shatrughna was gifted with this particular beautiful deity of Varahadev by Lord Ram. So Shatrughna, this I'm talking about during the Treta Yuga time. Okay, Satyuga, Treta Yuga time. So during the Treta Yuga time, this particular deity was worshipped by Shatrughna and given by Lord Rama himself. Okay, so this is beautiful Adi Varaha. Okay. And most importantly, we need to understand Lord Shiva's position also, because Lord Shiva is considered as the Kshetra Palaka. He protects this entire Vajamandal, entire thing from all the other irreligious and other people who don't believe this. Okay, so in east he's called as Pipaleshwar Mahadev. In south he's called as Rangeshwar Mahadev. In the north he's called as Karneshwar and Bhuteshwar. So every main location within Vraja Mandal Parikrama, you will definitely able to have darshan of Lord Shiva also. So we need to understand the mood and bhav of Lord Shiva, and we should pay our respectful obeisance to Lord Shiva, because without Lord Shiva's mercy, we will never be able to have darshan of the wonderful Radha Krishna locations and places. Okay, we need to be very clear. There are four specific main Shiva temple. There are other Shiva temples also. So when you get into Mathura, first thing is so this places we finished. Then we get into Mathura. There's a place called as Rangabhumi. Rangabhumi is the location where Krishna fought with this Chanura and Mushtika, and then killed them. And then this Kesi, there was Kuvalaya Pitam. There is a big elephant that came, right? So he killed that, and then that wrestling location, okay, that happened. It's called as Rangabhumi. Okay. Then Rangabhumi, after this, there's a beautiful temple established by the Maharaja of Gwalior called Dwargadesh Temple. There are nice temples in and around Krishna's birthplace. And this place called as Keshavaji Temple, and a very famous temple. Then there is a place called as Saptarishi Mandir, Dhruva Ghat, and then Kubja, like the pastime where Kubja, this lady who did Chandan, right, for Kamsa. Then Krishna came, she gave the Chandan to Kubja, and then Krishna modified or rectified her bodily part, right? That part we can understand. And the main temple is the Janma Bhumi, or the place where Krishna was born here, right? That the main jail. So we cannot go into the jail with the camera, but we can understand how it is there. So there's a beautiful temple called Bhagavata Bhavan. Okay. And next to this Janmabhoomi, there is another temple called as Keshava Gaudiya Mat, where our Srila Prabhupada took his sannyas there. Okay. So when you go to Mathura, after having darshan of this place, you can come to a place called Keshava Gaudiya Mat, where the beautiful deities of Shri Radha Krishna and then Mahaprabhu. But most importantly, why this place is very significant, because our Chaitanya, sorry, our Srila Prabhupada took his sannyas there. Okay. Okay. So we have finished partially of Vrindavan, and then to Mathura, and then from Mathura we'll go to a place called as Madhuvan. So we have to cross the road from Mathura. We have to come across Mathura to a place called Madhuvan. So when you cross the Madhuvan, there's a big temple called Jai Gurudev. It's a Gurudev temple, Nam Yog Sadhana Mandir. There are nice temples and buildings constructed by various sampradayas, various acharyas. And all. We can just cross this road to Madhuvan. Madhuvan is a very beautiful place. It's not an ordinary place where it was just established some 5,000 years ago. It has been there right from Satya Yuga, where Dhruva Maharaj, when we read through Bhagavatam, you will understand where Narada Rishi sends Dhruva Maharaj to do his tapasya for 6 months, right? So that place is there in Madhuvanam. Okay, so that is in place. And in Treta Yuga, Shatrughna killed an asura called as Lavanasura. And Ambarish Maharaj did his meditation here for many years. So in Dwapara Yuga, Krishna and Balram did his. So this place is not just during the Dwapara Yuga, even from Satya Yuga period, it is there. Okay. So Krishna and Balram had their own different picnic spots. So every day when they go out, they will decide, okay, today let's go to this forest. So they'll send all their cows and calves here and then do a lot of games, pastimes. They'll have their lunch and then they'll have their other pastimes. They come back. And then again, night time, Krishna will go along with his other gopi friends for the night activities. Okay. So you know the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj. I'll skip that. And how he had the darshan, wonderful darshan of Prishni Garbha. Okay. You can understand. Then there's a place called as Dhruvatila. So this Krishna, Dhruva Narayan, okay, the deities of Dhruva Narayan and Dhruva Maharaj. You can see the place called as Dhruvatila. Tila, Tila, Tila means a small hill or a place. Okay, just a kind of a small place. Okay, Dhruvatila. Okay, there is a temple called as Shatrughna's temple, Lavanasura cave. So Lavanasura was Asura, he just went and hid under a cave. Okay, so Shatrughna went and fought against him, and he was glorified, and you will see a temple for him also. Okay, and then there is a Vallabhacharya. So one of the acharyas called Vallabhacharya was during Mahaprabhu's time. Vallabhacharya was there. So this acharya also did a lot of wonderful Sampradaya related activities. So his Baitak or his location is also there. It's a place called as Madhu Kund or Krishna Kund. And on the way from Madhuvan, there's a temple for Balram. Okay. So Balram had two wives, right? So Lord Balram's his temple is called as Dauji temple. Very, very beautiful. You'll see Lord Balram in this complexion with his concerts. Okay. Mother Varuni and Mother Revati. Okay, so we can understand that. And then from there we start walking. Vraja Mandal will go into the deep forest. I mean, sorry, deep villages. A beautiful village called Moholi village. More of Uttar Pradesh and towards Rajasthan border. That's it. Okay. So we start walking from Mathura to Madhuvan, and then we go to a village called Moholi village. And then from Moholi village, we reach the Talavan. So Madhuvan to Talavan. Okay, so we just keep walking. You will see these beautiful Vraj Mandal places there, where you all know the pastimes of where Balram became tired and then Krishna massaged his feet and then they become very tired. And then in Talavan, you all know the pastimes where this Sridhama and Subalan asked, "Oh, we are very hungry, let us go. There is a place where this beautiful uh, um, fruit, this tasty fruit is there. Let's go and take." So they go into this place and then where this demon is there and then they kill that particular demon and get the fruits, right? Talavan fruits. This pastime you all know, right? So that place is there almost near to Maholi place. Okay. This place called as Tarasi village. The village name is called as, now it is called as Tarasi village in Talavanam. Okay. And near this Talavanam, this Tarasi village, there is a kund called as Shankarshan Kund. Okay. Then you will see Balram Mandir. And then from Talavanam, then we go to a vanam called as Kumudavanam. So Kumudavanam is where, or Kudravan, there are different names to it, but where you see a lot of lotus flowers there. And this is where Krishna did his boat pastimes, like no, you know this boat pastimes in different locations, right? So he did his boat pastimes in many locations. So one in Goverdhan, then another in Yamuna, another in this location. Though he did his boat pastime along with his gopi friends in this Kumudavan also. Okay, so beautiful deity of Radha Krishna there in Kumudavan. And then there Mahaprabhu came. Mahaprabhu was having his Vishram, he was taking rest and he was having this parikrama activity. So there his footprint is also we can see, and there's a ashram for Kapila Muni also. Okay, and there are other kunds called Padma Kund, Kumudini Kund, Vihar Kund, etc. Shantanu Kund. Okay, you can say. So Mahabharata, started with Shantanu, right? So this place is called as Shantanu Kund. So Shantanu Bihari Krishna. Okay, so we started with Vrindavan, then we have come to Madura, from Mathura to Madhuvan, Madhuvan to Talavan. So from Talavan, we start walking towards Govardhan. Okay, so that is where it will go. And then when we go, we'll hit upon Govardhan. Okay, so from Madhuvan to Talavan, and then when we cross that road, we'll get into the Parikrama Margam of Govardhan. Okay, so we all know this um, how Govardhan got manifestation, right? So even in Garga Samhita, it's clearly mentioned, and some other scriptures also how it got manifestation of Krishna himself. It is actually representation, or Krishna himself took the form of Govardhan. Okay, that is where we can understand. So this pastime, I think most of you will know, and how Govardhan got cursed. It was a very huge, big mountain, but it got cursed by this Muni, and then every day size of one mustard is getting reduced. That we can see, and we all know the pastimes of Govardhan Parikrama pastime. I think the Govardhan pastime, I think I will skip. Okay, Annakut festival, you all know. So Krishna, Indra, when became angry, he took up he sent rain, and then how Krishna took the entire Vrajavasis under the shelter of Govardhan, and he stood there for 7 days. And after that, when Indra came and then seek forgiveness, he did Abhishekam. Like if you see this, Airavat did the Abhishekam, and Mother Surabhi also did an Abhishekam on Lord Krishna. Okay, so that place we can see. So how Govardhan is it's not a straight round or a long tall mountain. It's a elongated mountain, kind of a stretched one. So it is one way. It is called as representing peacock. The head portion is on Radha Kund, and then the tail portion is on Punchari Lauta Baba. This place. And so if you see this, it starts with, we always start from Radha Kund and end in Radha Kund. So this entire location is divided into three states. One is partially Uttar Pradesh, on the Punchari Ghat. This location is most of Rajasthan, and then two main states only. Okay. So then in between you will have Govardhan village, you will have Dan Ghat, so many other Anur village, Jatipura village, everything will be covered. So let's quickly go into Govardhan Parikrama. So this is the aerial view of the entire Govardhan. So now if you see earlier days, the Parikrama Marg was very raw, where we used to have real life experience of walking very close to the Govardhan. Now after many years, now this Parikrama Marg is made very nicely. Okay. And in and around this Govardhan Parikrama Marg, lot of temples and acharyas also were established. So let's quickly go to Govardhan Parikrama. Okay. So Govardhana, how do we understand? So there are different meanings to the word Govardhanam, Govardhan. Okay. Mainly you will see Govardhana means go plus Vardhana means nourishment that is given to the cows, because Krishna is Govinda. He protects the cows, right? So the grass, the trees, the place is so nice. The special kind of grass, special kind of things are given for the cows there. Okay. And Mahaprabhu personally came, he was there in this Govardhan Parikrama place for many days. And in fact, he had a lot of darshans also. We'll get to that particular specific sections, okay? There are locations here. Yeah. So in and around Govardhan, there are about 70. There are 70 important places that we need to take darshan. Okay. So we start with Radha Kund, then let's quickly see how much we can able to cover. There are a lot of kund. There are small temples also. Okay. So we have to follow the same how we follow the Vraja Mandal Parikrama. We are supposed to follow very strictly how do we follow the Govardhan Parikrama. Okay. So there are different ways of performing Parikrama. The main route is around 21 to 24 or 25 kilometers, and there is an outer Parikrama also, which is around 40 kilometers. Okay. So generally it takes about 6 to 7 hours. Let's try to finish it in 15-20 minutes. Hare Krishna. Okay. So yeah, as I mentioned, there are different ways of performing parikrama. Either by this is normal walking parikrama. You will see Dandavat parikrama, and within that Dandavat parikrama, there is this 108 Dandavat parikrama, which means what? One place, one place they will do. This is Dandavat Parikrama, like, keep moving with Dandavats. Every time they will do Dandavat and keep going. And this is much more austere, where in one place they will do 108 and then keep moving to the next place for another 108, like that. So it takes about, for some it will take about 2 years, for some it will take about 5 years, 7 years, whatever it is, they'll try to complete the Parikram. Okay. Some who are not able to do, they'll go by rickshaw, they'll go by car, whatever be it, but it's okay. So the most important thing is about the mood and part. Okay, so we start with Manasi Ganga. So Manasi Ganga, we all know the wonderful pastimes where Krishna did lot of boat pastimes here, right? Where he took, when all the gopis took their uh, yogurt and then yogurt pots, Krishna made them to throw away all those specific parts and then told, right? So that particular pastime and all happened in this Manasi Ganga. And then this Manasi Ganga's place, a lot of Rajasthani kings did temple constructions and other things also here. Okay. Yeah. So Krishna came as the boatman, and then Krishna shook that boat and then created this one, and where Radharani hugged Krishna. So all pastimes here. Okay. So they threw away all the. They'll throw away the pots. Then Krishna, even then Krishna said, no, no, it is too heavy. Then they will all throw away their own ornaments also. And then Krishna will still create this, I mean, kind of turbulence in the water, and then Radharani goes and hugs Krishna. Right. So this pastime happened here. So there are different types of shilas there, Govardhan Shila. If you see Govardhan Shila, we are not supposed to take not even a small stone or small sand from Govardhan. Okay, we are not entitled to do that. We are just only doing parikrama and seva. There are many types of shilas there: Bhuma Shila, Sindur Shila, Dashavati Shila. This is kind of Dashavati Shila, where it's kind of doing dandavats. Okay, so Manasi Ganga temple. So like how Lord Shiva is there, even Mother Parvati is also there in different forms there. So Manasi place is there. Then Yogamaya, she is there in Vrindavan, as Pataleshwari Devi in Mathura, and Vrinda Devi in Kamyavan. Okay, so there are other. If you go into the Parikrama mark, first thing is you will see Katyayani temple also, right? That also we can take darshan. Okay. So Mukaravinda, Krishna's front portion, or the crown portion, is where you can see from this particular Manasi Ganga, you can take darshan. And there is a Shiva temple called a Chakleshwar Mahadev temple. We can take darshan. Okay, and then swing pastimes happen. Chakratirtham is a place where after, even during this Govardhan Leela time, Sudarshan Chakra also came on top of Govardhan and then protected the village. Okay, so that place is where Sudarshan also came and then stood on top of it, right? So that is also significantly mentioned. And the Krishna's, we have this every year we have the swing pastime, right? So one of the swing pastimes happened here in this particular location. Okay. Let me give me 1 second. Yeah. And then Sanatan Goswami. So Sanatan Goswami used to do a big parikrama every day, right? So he did a lot of parikrama there, and then because he became very old, and then Krishna told, don't have to walk. So he gave his charan place there. And then this, now it is there in Dara Damodar temple. If you go to Radha Damodar temple, you will see, you can ask the pujari and they will open. So Krishna's footprint, and then this cow footprint also you can see. Right. So there he established a kutir. So Sanatana Goswami established a kutir, and that time there were a lot of mosquitoes there. Right. So he prayed to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva came in the form of Chaklesh Mahadev and told, don't worry, in this particular location, not even a single mosquito will come. So he was able to do his daily sadhana, his bhajan very peacefully in this particular location. Sanatana Goswami's mandir. And then just across, when you keep walking towards the right hand side, left hand side, you will see this Hari Dev temple. So Krishna showed his form. So this is again when Krishna was, when Radharani, so what will happen, Radharani and her friends also will come here. They will identify a particular spot and they'll do their wonderful games, right? So Hari Dev temple is where when Radharani and her friends came, they saw, and then they started calling Haridev, Haridev, Haridev. Okay, so that is where this location is. Mahaprabhu also came here. He also stayed near this particular place and had darshan of Haridev temple. This is all specifically mentioned in our Chaitanya Charitamrita and other Granthas. Okay, Haridev temple and Dan Ghat. You all know, when you keep walking, you know this wonderful pastime of Dan Ghat where Krishna asked for tax collector. The tax collector pastime happened. Right? Called as Dan Raya temple, Dan Raya Ghati Mandir. And the right hand, left hand side, you will see ISKCON. This is an old palace of bought town by our ISKCON, and there's a guest house there. Okay, and Dan Nivarti Kund, and then after Dan Nivarti Kund, there's a village called as Anyor village. Right? We all know, like when Krishna manifested as this wonderful Govardhan, when all the Vrajavasis came and gave Boga offering, he was saying Anyor, 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 which means I want more, I want, I want. So they brought more and more Boga to him. Right? So there they satisfied him there. So the place is called as Anyor village. And there now there is a Sankarshan Kund, and now it is actually taken over by Sri Sampradaya, GR, and then a beautiful this location currently now very nicely um, renovated now. Okay, yeah. So now there's a deity of Shankarshan established by GR. Um, and then you can see the darshan of Shankarshan Kund. So some of the small villages were adopted by Sampradaya Acharyas or other Acharyas or other sects, so that the villages sanctity is maintained, and then whatever location specific leelas is also established there. Okay, and then you will go to Shankarshan Kund. From Shankarshan Kund we go to Govind Kund, and then from Govinda Kund, most importantly, the very important place called as Gopal Prakatastali. Right, the Srinaji Mandir you see in Rajasthan, where our Sampradaya Acharya, our very first Acharya, Madhavendra Puri, he came here, he did the parikrama, and he sat here for many days. And whenever he was tired, he was offered milk by Krishna himself. He came as a cowherd boy, right? So there, and then later he had in a dream, one cow came and then said, and then showed a place where it did the Abhishekam. And then when he opened, he found the beautiful deity of Gopala, right? So then he did this, the festival, right? The Govardhan, whatever the regular every year we do the festival of Govardhan festival, right? So that particular festival happened in this particular location. It's called Gopala Prakatastali of Madhavendra Puri. Right, so you can see how Madhavendra Puri established deities there, and then immediately all the villages came with a lot of Annakut, and then they did the Annakut festival there, the Srinaji temple. Right. Okay. After that, there's a place called as Lukluk Dauji Mandir. These are all small locations where Balram, Lord Balram is glorified there. And there's a temple of Narsinghadev there. Okay. It's keep going. Okay, we'll come back to that Govardhan Parikrama in a little later. Okay. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, sorry. So from there, there's a place called as Ganeshwari Temple. This is like Shantanu Kund, and then from Shantanu Kund, when we start walking, there is a kund called as Gandharva Kund. We can take darshan of this Gandharva Kund also, and Kichari. The village is called as Kichari village. Okay, this is where the place where Putana was born. Right, Putana and Putana's brothers are also, everybody were born there. Okay, and then there is a place called as Bahula Kund, Bahula Vanam. We all know this pastime where Krishna, sorry, this what is this? The cow, where the cow under cow was there and tiger came, and then Bahulashtami festival is there, right? So when Radha Kund appeared, that day is called a Bahulashtami day, right? So this pastime you all know, where the tiger and cow pastime. This pastime we all know, right? So when we cross through this parikrama, what is most important is how do we understand Radha and Krishna's moving from their birthplace to a different place, right? So Krishna was born in Mathura. Then for a few months till Damodar Leela, he was very close to very close to Mathura itself. There's Gokul, right? So we'll come to that little later. Then they moved on the way. They moved to a place called Chatikara, and then finally they settled down in Nandgaon. Okay. Same way when Radharani was born in Raval. So from Raval, Vrishabhanu and Kirtida. So they moved to a place called as Basanti for some time, and then finally they moved to Barsana. So these two, Nandagaon and Barsana, are too big. It's called Brahma Ghat and Shiva Ghat. Okay, Shiv, Giri, sorry, not Giri, Ghat, Giri, big mountains. Okay, so that is where we need to understand. So a small understanding. How do we understand? So we started from Vrindavan. We all walked away from Pawangaon to this way, where we came to Mathura, and then from Mathura, instead of going to Raval, Gokul, Mahavan, we just took from a parikrama perspective. We came to this Madhuvan, Kumudavan, Talavan, and then we are moving to. There are small villages here. Okay. And then we went to this Govardhan now. So we are doing this. Then finally we'll end up here Govardhan Parikrama. Then from Govardhan, we go towards this side, you will get Nandagaon, Barsana, and Ral, Kunjera, and other places, and then finally end up here, Belwan, and then come to Vrindavan. And then this side is Gokul and Mahavan, that we can, Lohavan, this side we can cover little later also. Okay, so this Bharatpur is, for example, Bharatpur is mostly in the area of Rajasthan. Okay, Ral village, Mukara village. Yeah, Radharani's grandmother place. Okay, Radharani's grandmother's village is called as Mukara. Her mother was Kirtida, so her place. So where you will see Radharani, her mother and her grandmother's deities there. Okay, the place is very famous for every year they do this charkula dance, very huge, big size talis place with lamps they lit, and then this the gopis, the ladies there, they do this dance. Like it's a very heavy metals, but they just carry very easily on their head and they do this place. And every year a lot of tourist crowd is getting attracted to this charkula events. Okay, so we'll finish this place. Before we get into Radha Kund, yeah, we'll finish this Radha Kund to um, yeah, Dirg. So before getting into Radha, so this after the parikrama of Govardhan, there are small other locations also within this Govardhan place. And on the way, there is very importantly we need to understand some small village. The village called as Gantoli village. This Gantoli village is on the way towards in the Govardhan parikrama way, right? So where when secretly this Gopala deities were worshipped by Brahmanas inside the village because the Mughal emperors were trying to find out all kind of places they were trying to destroy. So when Mahaprabhu came, he heard about these deities there in one of the Brahmanas' house, and he wanted to take darshan. So he came to Govardhan. Then he heard about this Gantoli village, and then he went, and then he had the darshan of Gopala, right? The Srinaji. Now, if you go to Rajasthan, you have this beautiful Srinaji temple, right? So that Srinaji temple deity was here previously here. Okay. Now it is where? Now it is in different location, correct? So it is already moved. But you can take understand that this village is where Mahaprabhu came and then had the darshan. He in fact he stayed there for a village. This is also mentioned specifically in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. Okay. There's a on the path there's a kund called as Gulal Kund. Okay. During holy time they will do this. The color will change to the pink color, Gulal color. Okay. Deeg. There's a village called as Deeg village or a town, Bharatpur. Bharatod Maharaja built a beautiful palace here. He used to stay there. And then Lakshman temple, Didavali village, other villages also. Kadambakana village, Alipur village, Ko village, Tankoli. All very nice temples, locations where you will see the Vrajvasi mood, Vrajvasi Bham there. And then at the end, there's a place in Rajasthan side, there's a place called as Badrinath. Very beautiful, very huge mountain where you need to do a parikrama on top of the mountain. You go there, there's a temple called as Adi Badrinath, Deeg Adi Badrinath temple. So similar to the Badrinath, right, where you will see Naranarayana rishis, right? The same way, even in Vraja Mandal Parikrama, you have this Badrinath mountain, Giri, and then you have this Adi Badrinath there. So you'll see you can take darshan of Naranarayanas there. Okay, and then there's a place called Haridwar place, Lakshman Juvala location there, and Tapasya Kund. Narayana Parvat. There's a mandir specifically, there's a temple for Yogamaya there, and beautiful deities of Pashopa Radha Krishna temple there. Okay. And then near to Badrinath, there is another hill called as Kedarnath. Okay. So on top of this side is what you are seeing. The other side is the Vrajamandal place here. Okay. Yeah, so devotees, when they go to parikrama, this top mountain is also there, right? So similar to the Kedarinath there is another Kedarinath mountain here. You can take darshan of Lord Shiva here. And there is there's a kund called as Gauri Kund there. And after that, let's go to, finally, let's get into Radha Kund, finally. Okay. We will not have time to go to Nandagaon Barsana. There is a specific parikrama for Nandagaon Parikrama and Ashtasaki village. If time permits, let's see if we can go there, go to Barsana from Vrindavan, Bhadravan, and there are the other side of Vrindavan, other side of Radhakund is this Bandiravan and Kokilavan and Gokul Mahavan. This, if time permits, we can go to this. But let's see how quickly we can understand this. Okay, let's go to Radhakund Shamkund. Radhakund ki Jai, Shamkund ki Jai. Okay, so this village was earlier called as Arishtasur village. So after Krishna killing this demon, he came and all the gopis said, you did a big Brahmahati dosham. It's an offense. You have to go and do parikrama. You also have to go to all the important tirtha stalas and then take a bath there. Then only your papam will go. Okay, that is what is meant. So every Krishna's pastime with killing asuras also representing killing of the anarthas or the bad qualities that everybody have. Right, so I think Radhanath Maharaj gave a very detailed understanding of each of the killing and then representing what are the different type of important understandings. Okay. So the place is also called as Arishtavan. Okay. So when Mahaprabhu came in 1514, he saw two small locations and then he established that yes, this is the place where Radhakund Shamakund existed. So and then afterwards he went around, then he came back, then he told Raghunath Das Goswami, and then Raghunath Das Goswami came, he stayed specifically here, and then that time it was just 12 by 12 feet, just small thing only. And then there was a Brahmana, there was not a Brahmana, there's a rich landlord. He named Sampanna. He wanted to go to Badrinath to offer a large donation, but in his dream, Krishna came and told, okay, you do this excavation of Radhakund and Shamkund. Okay, so they gave the entire money to Raghunath Das Goswami along with Jiva Goswami. They started from 1554 to complete it. Okay, so 1514 was where Mahaprabhu had rediscovered it, and then 1554, almost after 40-50 years, again it was completely renovated. Okay, so it appeared on 12th midnight of Bahula Ashtami day, Ashtami 8th day. Okay, why? Because Radhakund is as dear as Srimati Radharani itself, so we can understand it. Okay. And within this Radhakund is actually protected by the 8 Ashtasakis, the main Ashtasaki. And the same way, Shamkund is protected by the main important Gopas. Okay, so how do we understand the Kund? Outwardly, we may not be able to see what is this, but internally, spiritually, every location is protected by this specific Varishta Gopis. Okay, and then every location, north, northeast, east, southeast, etc. Okay. And within the Kund, there are other small locations that we will try to see. So earlier, when in the actual Radha Kund spiritual location, there are a lot of beautiful stone-studded, all jewels, everything was there. But now, when we see from our material view, material eye, we will not be able to see it. Okay. Same way, Sham Kund is also protected by Shubala, Madhumangala, Ujjwala, Arjuna, Gandharva, Vigdgada, Kukila. So these are all the kunds protected by. Sorry, this is from the Saka perspective. Okay, we can understand it. So in 1670, many of the original deities from Vrindavan were moved to Jaipur. So on their way, it was first stopped in Radhakund, and then small replica temples started coming here. Okay. So it is a very good opportunity that when you go to a Radhakund Parikrama, you will be able to see all the small temples with the Pratibhu deities of the main deities there. Okay. This is the aerial view. If you see, this is pure, it is a very regular shape of a rectangle shape of Radha Kund, and kind of an hectagon or a octagon or hexagon, whatever be it. It's a kind of shape for Shyam. Okay. So this is the main location, the intermediate location where you will see all the all the devotees will take off one day. Okay. So within this Radha Kund, within the parikrama of Radha Kund, within inside this Radha Kund, there is a small kund called as Kanchan Kund. Inside Shyam Kund, there is a Kanchan Kund as Vajra Kund. Okay, so when you do, we have seen photos where the entire Radha Kund was cleaned up, where all the Radha Kund mud was taken out. You will see a small kund within that particular Radha Kund. Okay, and within this parikrama of Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, there are 40 different places. Okay, so let's try to finish it within 15-20 minutes of taking darshan of this Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. Okay, so Radha Krishna Mandir, Julan Stali, Gopala Mani Mandir, Gopal, Radha Gopinath Mandir, Govinda Ghat, Radha Gopinath Mandir, all the kutirs you will see, Vishnu Chakravarti Kutir, Raghunath Das Goswami Kutir, Gopala Bhattar, so all the Sampradaya Acharyas also came here. They established their small kutis here for performing their own sadhana. Okay, it's not that they wanted to have a place there. They wanted to have darshan. They did their sadhana here, and then that location was there. Okay, Mahaprabhu's Baitak is also there. So this is the cleaning of Radha Kund. It happens periodically, and then it is done through devotees. You see the small Kanchan Kund within the main Radha Kund. Okay. So first is Radha Krishna Purana Mandir. Now it is kind of modified. The place called as Purana Mandir, where you can take darshan of Shri Radha Krishna there in the Stali. And there's a location called as Julan Stali. So the there's a stone structure where the Julan, like it's a where you'll see a U-shaped mark where they used to play the Julan in this place. Okay, swing pastimes happen. And then on the left hand side, you will see a temple just very close to Radhakund is Manipur Gopal temple. So Manipur Raja of Manipur had offered some specific offerings here, and his beautiful deity or Gopal deity is there. Now it is taken by Shripad Maharaj. So you can see the deity of Manipur Gopal Mandir, and then Shripad Maharaj. So his samadhi is there in this particular temple. Hmm. Okay, so behind this Shripad Maharaj temple, Samadhi behind the temple. Okay. So on the parikrama of Radha Kund, before we finally end in Radha Kund, first thing is we take darshan of Radha Gopinath Mandir. Okay, so inside the temple itself, you will see Raghunath Das Goswami's Samadhi. The 24-hour Kirtan started some years ago, and still it is going on there. So you all know the pastimes of Raghunath Das Goswami also. So this place, when it was too hot, he was doing his parikrama, he was doing his chanting, and then Sanatana Goswami came and said, you better go. And he saw Radharani coming and giving the shade of her pallu, right? Then actually what Goswamis will say, no, we are not supposed to take seva from Shri Radha Krishna. We are supposed to serve them. So then he made a kutir for Raghunath Das Goswami, so that at least he can sit and do his chanting and sadhana very peacefully. Right. So that is pastime there. You will see his pastime there. Okay, Radha Gopinath temple, and every day there is this. So he stayed there for 40 years, and he disappeared in 1583. There's a Govardhan Shila, and then his Kunjan Mala is also there. So before we even start the parikrama, we need to pay our respect obeisances to Raghunath Das Goswami and Jiva Goswami, because without their mercy, we will never be able to get the darshan and the blessings of Radhakund. Okay, this is from 1960, the last 50, 60 years. There is a 24 hours Kirtan that is going on in this particular Samadhi place. Okay. So when we are all doing within this Radhakund Shyamkund only. So Radhakund, within the parikrama, you will see this Janvi Mata. So Nityananda Prabhu's concert. So after disappearance of Radha, after disappearance of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, everybody, Janvi Mata is considered as one of the very prominent acharyas. She established the first Gaura Purnima festival along with other Srinivas Acharya and others also. And yeah, give me 1 second. I think battery is getting down. 1 second.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, your audio is off.
Sorry. Yeah. So this place is called as Janvi Mata. So when she came here, she had the darshan of Radha Gopinath standing here under this Tamala tree. So after that, she established her place. She, in fact, what she did was she was praying here, and then immediately Lord Gopinath appeared, and that location is called as Janvi Mata Baitak. Okay, and the location is called as Janvi Ghat. This location within the Radha Kund. And then there is Ananga Manjari Kunj. Okay. Govind the Ghat one side. Okay. There are small stories within this. For example, one day when the gopis saw a big black snake there, and then Rupa Goswami writes in his poem about it, and Sanatan Goswami comes here, and then they see that a snake coming. Or these are all nice small story pastimes mentioned in our books also. Okay, so that in this location called as Govinda Kund. And then if you just keep walking towards, there's another place called as Gopi Kupa, where Raghunath Das Goswami found out this location. Okay. And then the three Goswamis Samadhi Mandir, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswamis on the same day, very importantly, 1563, 1583, and 1588. Same day, you can take darshan of their locations. And Gopala Bhatta Goswami's Bhajan Kutir. And we all know this, I mentioned about this pastime, right? So protection from heat by Radha Rani. And Sanatan Goswami sees and becomes very furious. We should not take service. So he built a kutir for Raghunath Das Goswami. Okay, this pastime we all know. And then we on the way towards Shamkund on the left hand side, there's a small, now it's kind of, I don't know how it is established now. There's a place where Chaitanya Charitamrita was written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So at the age of very ripened age of, some say 80, 85, 90, 95, whatever be it, it's a very old age. His eyes were completely kind of almost blind. He sat and wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita in this particular building, this particular small house. Okay. How he
Where
was
is that place, Prabhu?
just on the way we go keep towards the parikrama, come out left hand side, this white building will be there. Just have to take a turn and then see this. You see famous Chaitanya Charitamrita was composed
Yes.
by Kaviraj Goswami, this place. So how does he do? He took the notes from Murari Gupta. It is called as Murari Gupta Diary, and then Raghunath Das Goswami. So every day he will come and sit with Raghunath Das Goswami, Murari Gupta's notes, and all others notes. And then he also had Chaitanya's Bhagavatam. So he wanted to write that. So he wrote with the input from Raghunath Das Goswami, input from Murari Gupta, everything, and then he wrote it here. Okay. And then there is a place called Bhajan Kut. Now it's all getting kind of modified to look better. So Bhajan Kuttara Vishnu Chakri Thakur. Okay. So Vishnu Chakri Thakur, because why importantly we need to understand Vishnu Chakri Thakur, all the other wonderful pastimes of Radha Krishna, whatever you listen, hear, understand from Vrindavan, from Bhagavatam is one. But other than that, for example, Brajarati Chintamani, Chamatkar Chandrika, there are very nice books he has written. A lot of pastimes he was able to bring out. So when he sat here, when he did his parikrama, when he was doing his sadhana, when he was doing all his activities here, the pastime just came to him and then he started writing. Okay, so many stories about whatever we understand is all from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay, and yeah, this is a tree called Pillu tree. Okay, there's a pastime, specific pastime also in this place. And when you come to the other side, so this now I finished this side. So we are on the other side of Radha Kund. So Radha Rani will come every day afternoon to this place. So in morning time she will be in Nandagaon. She will do the cooking, everything for Krishna, and then from there she will come along with gopis to this ghat. She will come take bath. She will do the seva here, and then on the way she will go evening. She will go to Vrinda Kund. And then from Vrinda Kund, then she will go to Nikunj. She will go to the main Seva Kunj and Nikunj for the night pastimes. Okay. And then there is this place called as Panchapandava Ghat. Within this particular place itself, there are small ghat. Ghat means this particular place. So when Panchapandavas came, it's not there now. So Panchapandavas came, there's only one tree left. I don't know whether still it is there. These are all old photos. There were 5 trees when Pancha Pandavas came. When the Pandavas came here, they also took darshan here, and then they were represented by 5 trees now. But the trees are, I don't know whether it is still existing, but location is still there. Okay. Bhajan Kirtan of Bhakti Vinod. So now after that, our Sampradaya Acharya is also Bhajan Kirtan of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So on the way, you can see from Sham Kund, left right hand side, you will see the Sham Kund Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Bhajan Kutir. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, when he was the magistrate and he had some government positions to do, he established a small kutir here. So during Kartik month, he will come here. He will do his sadhana and bhajan, his chanting here in this particular location. So it was called as Bhajan Kutir. So after Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took over this place, and he also came during Kartik month. So there you will see the Pushpa Samadhi of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also. And his place, like he had his bed, he has his stick, walking stick, his slippers, all those things also you can take darshan. Okay, his wooden shoes, and so every year during Kartik month he used to come here. So when you ask the pujari here, the person who's maintaining, he will give you the blessings of that particular stick and then the slippers also. Okay, there's a Jagannath Mandir there. Left hand side from Shamakund, you keep walking, you will see Lalita Kund also. So Krishna and this Lalita Kund is also you can take darshan. And then on the way, so we are coming outer parikrama of the Radha Kund Shamkam. Okay, we have finished the inner parikrama, and the outer parikrama of Radha Kund Shamkund, you will see these small samadhis on the main path. Okay, these are all the samadhis or the pushpa samadhis of various Goswamis and Vraja Mandals. Okay. And on the way, you will see Jiva Goswami's Bhajan Kutir also. Jiva Goswami also is very important because after Mahaprabhu's disappearance and Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami's disappearance, Jiva Goswami actually established so many other places also. Okay. Jiva Kund Jiva, and then Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri's Baitak place, Mahaprabhu's Baitak place. So we have finished Parikrama on the other side. We have come to the eastern side. Right? So where you will see Madhavendra Puri's Baitak and then Mahaprabhu's Baitak. So the main thing is when you walk inside the Kund, you will see certain places, but you have to take outer Parikrama path. Then only you will be able to see these particular places. Okay. So this is one location where Krishna and gopis will come and play this dice game. Sometimes Krishna will lose, then gopis will tease him. All those water related pastimes, everything happened here. Okay. Yeah, this is the main Charan Chinha, the main in the center portion of Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. Okay, so this is the main where you will see Giriraj Maharaja Mandir, the main Sangam. They call it Sangam, the main in between place. This place. Okay, you'll see this arrow, right? And this is also one location. If you see Radha Kund, this location, right? So this corner, mostly we all come through this path. So this is one small location where when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur came for Vraja Mandal Parikrama during Kartik month, Prabhupada, when he was a Grahastha, he had a darshan of his Guru Maharaj and he was talking to him, what should I do and all. Prabhupada got the specific instruction. What is the specific instruction? Whenever you get money, you have to print books, right? So that's a very specific, nice instruction that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave. So that is also there in this particular small location here. Okay. Then there is Nityananda Baitak. So Nityananda Prabhu, after coming at the age of 12, he came out from his place in Mayapur, and then he went to Tirtha Yatra to various locations, right? Various places. And then finally, when he came to Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, he did a parikrama in Govardhan. Then he came here. Then he went to, we saw in the Vrindavan, right? He went to a place near Radha Madan Mohan place. Then he came here. Then he was doing when he was sitting here. Then he understood that yes, Mahaprabhu has appeared, and then he got the voice that yes, Mahaprabhu has appeared. So from here, he went straight to Mayapur. Okay, that is what we can answer. So here, which means that we all understand that he was in the mood of Lord Balram and he was wandering here for search of Krishna. Okay, and then you have Kundeshwar Mahadev. So definitely any specific wonderful location of pastime Krishna's location, you will have a darshan of Lord Shiva also. So Kundeshwar Mahadev, he protects this entire Kund location. Okay, Kundeshwar Mahadev. Radha Vinoda, Radha Madhav Mandir, it's established in 1866. Okay, so that's a Mahaprabhu's Baitak, and on the way evening time you will see this also. And Radha Damodar, beautiful deities of Radha Damodar inside the parikrama, like outer parikrama of Radha Kund Shyam Kund. Okay, so you will see a tortoise also there, tortoise or a turtle. Radha Kund ki jai, Shyam Kund ki jai. Okay, so we finished this. Okay, let's quickly go to Ashtasaki village and let's say another 10 minutes is there. Maybe we'll. So from Radha Kund, you can walk towards Nandagaon, Kokilavan, and Javet, and then Barsana also. And then we'll finally finish in Mahavan and Gokul. Okay, and then last video. Let's finish Barsana first. Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. Actually, go Nandagaon, we'll finish Nandagaon and then come to Barsana. Okay. Radha Kund ki chai, Shyam Kund ki chai. Let's go to Nandagaon. So we'll try to finish these three locations, Nandagaon, Gokilavan, and Javat. Okay. Okay, from Radhakund, keep walking. You'll have this beautiful place called Tir Kadamba. Tir Kadamba is where Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami did their regular kirtan, regular sadhana practice, right? So that is where you all know the pastimes where the kir pastime when Rupa Goswami got the kir from Radharani and then he tasted it, was so beautiful. Then Sanatana Goswami chastised him that no, we are not supposed to take seva from Srimati Radharani, right? So now this place is wonderfully renovated, but you can see the tree is so very low, right? So yeah, this is the pastime where Radharani comes with kheer and then offers to Goswami that we can see. Okay. So this is Tir Kadamba. So when you go to Nandagaon Parikrama, first is they will take you to this Tir Kadamba. Okay. Tir Kadamba, and then there's a Shiva temple called Asreshwar Mahadev temple. You take darshan of Mahadev and then go to Nandagaon. Nandagaon is also called as Shivagiri. Okay. So Nandagaon. So as I told you earlier, Krishna was born in Mathura. Then he moved to Gokul. In Gokul, he was there for first 6 months to few months, where till this Damodar pastime, where Krishna started walking, crawling, and then everything. After that, they decided, okay, a lot of demons are being sent by this Kamsa. Let us go. Let us move a little far away. Right. So on the way they place. So when you go to from Delhi to Vrindavan, when you take a left turn in from the main Mathura Agra road, that location is called as Chattikara. Okay, so they were in Chattikara, and then from Chattikara they came to Nandagaon. Okay, so this is the palace where Krishna and Balram played a lot of pastimes here, running pastime, everything happened here in this Nandagaon. Okay, so this is on top of the hill, Nandagaon hill. You take darshan of Krishna, Radha Krishna, and Nanda Maharaj, and then Yashoda Maiya. You will see Rasa Bihari, like half Krishna and half Radha Rani here. Okay. And then when you come down, there is this place called as Uddhav Kyari. Uddhav Kyari is where Uddhava was sent for 6 months to stay, understand about Gopi's mood and pastime, right? So Uddhav Gadadi, there's also a place called as Uddhav Gadadi where he was like how in olden days when Mataji's wash the clothes, they do tap with the wood, right? So all the philosophical understandings, the knowledge about Gyan, about Krishna, pastimes, all were trashed like clothes in front of these gopis, because gopis love and affection was so high, so that Uddhava thought he's nothing, right? So that is the significance of understanding this Uddhava Kyari. Okay. So then Sanatan Goswami's Bhajan Kuti is also there. We can take darshan of Nandagaon, Shri Shri Radha Krishna ki jai, Shri Krishna Balram ki jai, Yashoda Maiya ki jai, Nandamaram ki jai. Then we come here. And there's a small kitchen also. If you go into this, they will show you the kitchen where Rasoi, where Radharani used to come and cook, and then the eating place of Krishna. There are some specific locations. You go and ask them, they will take you and tell this is where Krishna will eat, this is where the cooking will happen. All those locations are also specifically mentioned here. Okay. Yeah, Sanatan Goswami's location. And then from there, we keep walking towards a place called as Kokilavan at Javad. Javad is the mother-in-law place, or the place where after the marriage of Srimati Radharani with Abhimanyu, that particular village called as Javat or Yavat, Kokilavan. And there's a Ratna Sarovar there, can take place. And then this place is called as, on the way, it is called as place Kosi Kalan. Kosi Kalan is nothing but the grain storage place of Nandumaba. Okay, so every year, this particular location, they used to store all kind of grains for the entire Vrajavasis there. Kosi Kala. Okay. So now this place became very famous for this Shani Dev. Like Shani Dev cannot enter into Vraja Mandal. So when he was there, he was doing this one. Krishna gave a blessing. So whomsoever comes and takes blessings of you here, this location, whatever be it, they'll not be disturbed. So that is where now this become, because of this Kali Yuga's influence, this Shani Dev temple has become so famous that every Saturday it's super duper crowded here. Okay. Shani Dev, Kokilavan Shani Mahatemple. Okay, so they do oil abhishek, this teal oil abhishek there. Okay, yeah. Then on the way from Kokilavan, we go to a place called as Javat, Jatila. Okay, Jatila Savi Radha Krishna. So this is where Krishna will, if you read through Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's pastimes in Chamatkar Chandrika, nice pastimes where Krishna will come as Abhimanyu, he will do a lot of nice humorous pastimes here. Okay, so that place is called Javat. Okay. So Jatila, Kutila is sister of Abhimanyu, and you can see Abhimanyu. This Abhimanyu is actually Krishna. Okay, and Radharani's bedroom there in her mother-in-law's place. Okay. Okay, Nandagaon. We have finished Nandagaon, Kutlavan. And then, okay, we'll finish Barsana. Okay, we'll finish Barsana now. Barsana and Ashtasaki village. Yeah. Yeah. So how Nandagaon is also on top of the hill, Barsana is also on top of the hill. Okay, there's a specific parikrama around this Barsana village, or Barsana palace also. Okay. You can take darshan of the palace, wonderful palace. It's also called as Shriji Mandir. There's a parikrama path also from Shriji Mandir. You walk towards the main mandir, and then on top of the hill itself, there is a parikrama. Okay, we can go through that. So we can take darshan of Srimati Radha Rani ki jai, Lala ki jai, Lali ki jai. So on the top of the hill, after Shriji Mandir, there's another mandir built by Maharaja Madhu Singh. It's called as Radha Kushal Bihari Temple on top of the hill. Radha Kushal Bihari ji ki jai. Yeah, this is the parikrama path. And there is a village. There is another mandir called as Ram Mandir, Ram Lala ka mandir there, and Shankarachari. So here, this pastimes you all know the in between this particular location, right, where Krishna and his Gopas stop Radharani here. This is a small Simhasan, the place where they will sit and then do this pastime, right? Dan Ghat. That we remember, we were talking about the Dan location, right? The tax collector. So this location, Dhankar. So you see Krishna decorated as a girl, right? No, after the gopis try to find out this person is not a it's actually Krishna. They remove all his dress and then make him like kind of a gopi, put him skirt, put him the girl's dress, and then give kajal, this what is it, bangles and all, right? So that is place is called as Dan Bihari. Okay. And the Pilli Pok is also this location. More Kutir is also another location where Krishna and Radha Krishna comes as peacock. There was with this one blind devotee. He drew this completely blindfolded, two beautiful paintings of Sri Radha Krishna, and this when two peacocks come and dance there. Okay, so that's this one. Chikshauli, this place called. So from here we have to go to a place called as Chikshauli or Chitraleka's Saki's village. So there's a signboard for that we can understand. Okay, this place is called as Brahmaloka or Brahmagiri, and on top of the mount. So Nandagaon is Shivagiri, where Lord Shiva manifested. On top of that is Nandagaon. The palace of Nanda Baba and Krishna played there. Similarly, Brahma manifested here, and on top of it is Shrimati Radharani's palace. So our Dinabandhu Prabhu, Prabhupada's wonderful, very, very dedicated disciple. And from him only we can learn how to do Vraja Mandal Parikrama, how to do the pastimes, all those wonderful things come from Dinabandhu Prabhu. Okay. So we should be very thankful to Dinabandhu Prabhu, because whenever we hear about any wonderful Damodar Leela pastimes or Radha Krishna pastimes, or specifically Vrindakund pastimes, we have to be very thankful to His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu. Okay. And this is another aerial view. Yeah. So whenever we go parikrama with this one, there's local Vrajvasis, you just go and say, can I have some prasada? Immediately they will come and give one plate of some rotis and one sabji. So, but their face, if you see, they are so happy, no? So they will not even think about what is it. They immediately make some roti chapatis very quickly and then they just give it to us. Okay. So then the Julan pastime location, and then Radha Krishna Mandir near Shankikori, and then Brahmatirtham place. And then more importantly, we have to go to this place called as More Kutir. Okay, now Ramesh Baba established there, and how His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj went there during his early times. He did a tapasya inside of it. So on top of the mountain is this More Kutir temple, and there's a temple, there's a kund also, Krishna Kund. You keep walking the Barsana Parikrama. And then after that, this Man Mandir is also very important. This is Mandir is where Radharani becomes angry, and then how Krishna goes and pacifies her, right? So Man will become very angry, and how Man Gaya. Man Gaya means, okay, let me forgive you, like that, right? So that is this Man Mandir. So this is on top of this location. Yeah. This was an old temple, now it is all constructed again. And you can see Vrishabhanu, Mahiban and Sukanda. Okay, this is Vrishabhanu's father. Okay, the grandfathers darshan there. So we keep walking towards this place. So this is grandfather of Shrimati Radharani. Okay. So there, on the way to the Man Mandir, this place where Shrimati Radharani becomes very angry, and Lalita and Vishaka will try to pacify her, and then Krishna comes as an astrologer, try to pacify her. This is all very nicely mentioned in Chamatkar Chandrika. Okay. And our His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj, he translated from the Sanskrit to English and then brought it very nicely. Okay, Ramesh Baba. So there, Ramesh Baba, he establishes ashram there, and he does a lot of seva there for the Basana village people there. Okay, we take darshan of. This is the size is very small. We can see the wonderful place. There's the cave. So on top of that temple, there's a cave also. Very, very cave. But this cave is very important because His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj, when he was doing his search for Vrindavan places, he came here, he sat specifically into this particular location and had very nice association and blessings from Ramesh Babaji. Okay, so this village. Then from there we return, take darshan, we come to Gharwan. And then there's called the Latmar Tandi Holi. This is during holy place, holy time. Latmar is just hitting with the stick. Okay, this is a nice pastime that happens during the Vaikra time. Okay, then yeah, that is it. Mostly I think we have finished Madhuvan Talvan. This also we have finished Basana Vrindavan. Quickly, we can take Vrinda Kund and then Gokul travel also we can finish. Yeah, from there we go to Vrinda Kund and a place called as Sherghar. Okay, Vrinda Kund now you take darshan of Vrinda Kund, very beautiful temple place now, all renovated by Dinabandhu Prabhu and all the our ISKCON acharyas there. And you will see a lot of parrots there, which means the parrots or the messengers will convey the message from where is Krishna, where is Radharani, where is the other Kutila, Jatila, where who's located, where to do. All those specific messaging activities happen from Radhakund. Sorry, from Vrindakund. Sorry. Okay. So the entire Vrindavan is actually proprietor of Vrindavaneshwari or Vrindadevi. Okay. Then she gives this to as a gift to Shrimati Radharani. Okay. So that is very important. Okay. So every day, as I told you, after cooking in Nandagaon, she comes to this place and then evening she goes to the other locations. Okay, Shesha Sai is another location we can take. Then Vrindakund ki jai. Shesha Sai is another location. There will Adi Katyayani Mandir is there. Barsana Bandiravan Nandagaon, Kukilavan Javad we can finish with this last. We have 4 more minutes. Let's try to finish this. Mahavan Kukilavan. Yeah. So we all know after Krishna came from Mathura, he came to Gokul. And Radharani was born in Raval and then she went to Barsana. Right? So Mathura, Gokul is this side, Dauji Mandir is this side. Okay. And then so from Gokul all the way they passed through Vrindavan, they went to Nandagaon. Same way Radharani also on the way from Raval, they all went to Barsana. Okay. So Gokul is a nice place where Krishna was having that particular initial pastimes, whatever pastimes that we know, where Putana was killed, then Trinavarta was killed, then Shakadachura was killed, then this Damodar pastime happened, right? Four main Leelas. So you'll have this temple called a Chaurasi Kamba temple in Gokul. Okay, the place is called as Mahavan, and then behind that, near that is this Trinavarta place where the place will be kind of little down, a little slopey down because when Putana's body, when Trinavarta came up and then we fell flat down, the place became little shallow. Okay, yeah. So there's a place called as Lakshminarayan Mandir also. We can go into Gokul Palace. So this place is very important where Krishna initial as a baby he did all these small pastimes, right? Running this butter thief pastime, running around, all happened in this place. So this stamba is all filled with butter, right? There are 64 pillars in this particular location. Okay, so we should be very fortunate enough to have darshan of this particular temple. So we'll see the Krishna stealing butter, Nandagaon, Nanda Baba and Yashodamaya. Okay, Putana killing, Trinavarta killing, Chakadachura killing all happened in this particular location. Yeah, you can see this also. Putana getting killed. Yeah. And then there's little away is Brahmanda Ghat. We all know when Krishna showed his mouth, opened his mouth, he showed the entire Brahmandam there, right? So there is a Yamuna river and then the place called Brahmanda Ghat. We can go there and take darshan of Brahmanda also, where Krishna will be holding the mud or the mud pot, right? So that is also we can see. And then this Damodar Leela happened very close to this Mahavan, this Gokul place. We just walk across, you will see this Damodar Leela pastime. We all know the Damodar Leela pastime. Yeah. So then this, very importantly, the Utkal or the grinding mode that also we can take darshan. Right? This is one of the very oldest photos, more than 200, 300 years photo, where you can see how Krishna is so lean. He was trying to crawl in between the two trees where Yamularjuna trees came out, and then these two personalities came out, right? So that, yeah. And then we from here Gokul, we go to Raval, okay, where Ladli Lal temple, okay, can take darshan of where Radharani in the form of baby, she can take darshan of Srimati Radharani, Radharani ki jai, her birthplace here. Karil tree and Krishna Radha Krishna tree is also there. Navayondra Maharaj performing his parikrama. Okay. महेश्वरी की जय, स्वदेश्वरी की जय, सुरेश्वरी की जय, त्रिवेद बरेश्वरी की जय, प्रमाण सनेश्वरी की जय, रमेश्वरी की जय, प्रमोद कनेश्वरी की जय, ब्रजेश्वरी की जय, ब्रजदीपे श्री राधिके राधिका नमोस्तुते, श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय. Okay, last day we just finish it with this. So as I told you earlier, the beautiful or the more spiritual Vrindavan location cannot be seen through normal eyes. We'll have to have that Divya Chakshushu or Jnana Chakshushu, seeking the blessings of Srimati Radharani, Sri Krishna, and the Shad Goswamis, and our Sampradaya Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and our current present Acharyas. Then only we're able to see the beautiful place of Radhakund, of Vraja Mandal. Okay. Yeah, you all know this, right? This is very famous there in Vajbhumi. And then carrying multiple pots is also very famous there in Regimental. Okay. It is called as Upla. Okay, this particular cow dung pad that they do is called as Upla. Krishna Balram ki jai, Radha Shyam Sundar ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So we end here. So when the parikrama comes, we all come back to Radha Shri Krishna Balram Mandir and then take darshan of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vraja Mandal Yatra ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to run through this Vraja Mandal Parikrama. Through your association and participation, I was just able to try to have some understanding, some glimpses, mercy of the Vraja Mandal Parikrama. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All the best for your final examination and getting your Bhakti Shastri certificates. Thank you.
Is the exam on next Saturday or Sunday?
I will update you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.